Hello there, my name is Mr. Deborah Dabia and I am a Form 7 student at KG5 NABS this year 2025. Overfishing is one of the challenges in Kiribati. My case study is South Tarawa in the Pro-Pacific region. This presentation will discuss 8 of the following specific learning outcomes. First is to identify an environmental concern or challenge in the Pro-Pacific region. Second is to describe the concept of the Pro-Pacific region. Third is to describe one measure to address a challenge to natural environment of the Pro-Pacific region. Fourth is to explain how an environmental challenge has affected spatial and or temporal variations of the natural environment using a specific case study. Number 5 is to explain the natural or cultural causes of the challenges to the natural environment of the Pro-Pacific region. Sixth is explain comprehensively the impact of the challenges to the natural environment of the Pro-Pacific region using specific case study evidence. The second task is propose suitable courses of action to address the specific environmental challenges and minimize the impact to the natural environment of the Pro-Pacific region. And the last one is to justify proposed measures demonstrating why it is the best course of action to reduce the impact of a challenge to the natural environment of the Pro-Pacific region. Overfishing is the activity of catching fish in large amounts. Overfishing can occur in water bodies of any sizes, such as ponds, wetlands, rivers, lakes, or oceans, and can result in resource depletion, reduced biological growth rates, and low biomass level. The Pro-Pacific is a term that was established to describe the region of the Pacific Ocean, its island nations, and their collective interests. The Pro-Pacific region that will be presented is only Kiribati, and also the Pro-Pacific region has Fiji, Samoa, Tonga, Vanuatu, and much more. But this presentation will cover Kiribati country only. The Pro-Pacific region is known for its diverse culture, language, and especially natural resources. Kiribati is a small island where life is simple compared to the other country, because Kiribati has many resources and their main resource is a fish. Kiribati had built up a marine protected area in the Pacific as their action or step taken to deal with or solve a specific problem or issue. The government has made a paper known as the Phoenix Island Protected Area to protect the natural resource of Kiribati and to protect small fish species from overfishing in the Pro-Pacific region. Spatial variation. Overfishing on Tarawa has caused localized depletion such as near shore depletion because most people on South Tarawa has rely on sea resource as their main sources of food and cause damage to the reef. Temporal variation. Overfishing on South Tarawa has caused a long-term decline in marine resources. For example, decline in catch over time because overfishing has resulted in a steady decrease in fish catches, especially in the area where overfishing occurs. Overfishing has affected both temporal and spatial variation by weakening the natural environment and the livelihood that depend on it. Environmental consequences are loss of biodiversity, coral reef degradation, and ecosystem imbalance. Natural changes. Climate change and sea level rise. Kiribati is affected in climate change and sea level rise by overfishing because overfishing has affected the migration patterns and reproduction of key fish species like tuna and reef fish, pushing fishers to catch more to maintain their food supply. Cultural changes. Commercial tuna fishing. Kiribati government sells fishing license to foreign fleets, and from that the ship or company that has a fishing license are free to take what and how many fish they want, unlimited, and lead to overfishing. Impact of overfishing to the natural environment in South Tarawa, where the amount of fish in the ocean is few and it wasn't enough left to grow and reproduce, so fish numbers go down. harming the food chain because overfishing can take small fish, many fish, and also crowded fish, so the food chain is affected and the small species aren't enough to feed the whole population in the ocean. Therefore, overfishing is another way of damaging the habitats because some fishing methods were strong and they can break the coral just like bottom trawling, drag heavy nets across the ocean floor, destroying coral reefs and seabed where many creatures live. Suitable courses of action to address overfishing and minimize the impacts to the natural environment of the Blue Pacific region are increase public awareness and regional collaboration, promote sustainable and community-based fisheries, and protect and restore marine habitats. Best courses of action is increased public awareness and regional collaboration because awareness is the easiest way to spread any information and it's the only option for the government in Kiribati to make people understand the idea of overfishing that led to decreasing the population of fish. For example, awareness in school in Kiribati about overfishing. The second course of action is promoting sustainable and community-based fisheries because each community in Kiribati on South Tarawa were responsible for protecting small fish and avoid overfishing while the government were busy looking for the main protected island in the Phoenix. For example, in Nankai on South Tarawa, there was a protected area there to keep each species in the sea safe and secure. The course of action is that protect and restore marine habitats because the protected marine area in the Phoenix has a small space and the government should establish more marine protected areas MPAs in the Pacific to get more space for the species in the ocean, and that space can store more natural resources just like shark, turtle, dolphin, and many more for our resources because shark, turtle, dolphin, and many more on Kiribati is a few. So Kiribati government should expand the MPA on the Blue Pacific region.
That's all and thank you for watching my video.